still on? Is it green?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Intro music. Music.
Brendan.
Okay, welcome back to Culty Country with Kirsten and Jess. Thanks for suffering through our practice pods.
Yes,
we appreciate all the family members that are watching. As usual, we are diving into cults or cult-like organizations. We do not mean any disrespect for people that have suffered at the hands of these organizations, but some of them are so obscure that comedy is how we
cope and deal with them.
Yeah, with the absurd.
Yeah.
So last time we did the Heaven's Gate cult. Is it?
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I don't know what to call it really. And this week we are going to look at the rise of NXIVM. And NXIVM is spelled N-X-I-V-M, but pronounced NXIVM. So Kirsten, are you ready?
I'm ready.
For this? Okay.
I'm ready to hear.
All right. With our AI-assisted storytelling here. We'll see how this goes. So NXIVM is a cult that ran for 20 years, so from 1998 to 2018, which is a pretty successful duration.
A long time, and for a very more modern, I guess, kind of cult compared to some of the older ones that you really hear about all the time.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. It was founded by a guy named Keith Raniere, who gave himself a new name, of course, in this organization, and he called himself Vanguard. He was presented to followers, or I might call them members, because that's how it was displayed to the public. He was presented as a near-mythical intellectual, one of the smartest men alive, who had developed a revolutionary system for human transformation, which
goes along with the Heaven's Gate one.
Yeah, like people dissatisfied with something right now in their life, and they think they need some help to get to whatever is better.
Some sort of transformation, yeah. So already a theme.
Yeah,
we're getting at.
Yeah. And not religious.
Yeah.
And neither was the other one.
Yeah.
So these are, I often think of cults as religious organizations, but these are not. At its core, they had these executive success programs they called ESP. They were expensive self-development courses marketed as elite training for high achievers. Participants paid thousands of dollars for multi-day intensives that blended corporate seminars with therapy-style exercises. This wasn't fringe mysticism. It felt ambitious, rational, performance-oriented, and even scientific. Yeah. So it's like if you signed up for this...
Well, the Mel Robbins...
Yeah?
Like, Let Them theory, she's doing a whole thing down in Denver in a couple of months, or later this month maybe even. And not that that is a cult by any... No. But it just... People paying thousands of dollars to do self-help.
Yeah,
kind of.
People want to grow and learn and develop and challenge themselves, and they want help from people who might have the formula for doing that. So this is something that could have appealed to anybody who is doing that work on themselves and had money and time.
Right.
So recruitment for these ESPs, Executive Success Programs, was subtle and social. So maybe Mel Robbins is a lot of advertising, and this was different. This was done through friends inviting friends, through professional networking circles, word of mouth referrals, and celebrity endorsements, including an actress named Allison Mack. So this was really framed as elite.
Yes.
Like you're special.
Very
if you
secretive.
Get to hear about it, you're special. If you get to come and participate and pay. So they're really
interesting,
angling themselves differently than others. So I got curious, Like, how many people were able to join if it was so elitist, really? So at its height, NXIVM had approximately 700 active members, and at first I was like, wow, that's high, and then after a while I thought, well, that seems low, but I again am comparing to religious cults that have higher numbers. They operated primarily in the United States and in Canada and Mexico, and those were two pieces I had not really heard of before.
I only thought it was in the United States, really.
Yeah, and with 700 members, you would think it might not be multi-country. Yeah. Over the 2 decades, many more people than the 700 at its peak had passed through the courses. The membership included celebrities, business people, heiresses, and professionals from multiple countries. It looked like high-performance movement for the ambitious. Again, special.
Yes.
It's for the smartest, the most ambitious, those who really want to take things the distance. So it's very exclusive. Behind the scenes, however, former members would describe something very different. A manipulative leader demanding loyalty, obedience, and unfortunately, sexual access. So that's where this one is taken the darker twist. I mean, there was a pretty dark ending to the Heaven's Gate, but this is a dark twist in development in this self-help thing. Have you heard any of that stuff before?
I've heard the sexual access and sexual parts of it a little bit, not a ton, but I heard he was very demanding of women, is what I heard, more than men. I don't remember really hearing any men being in this. I know there were, but you don't hear about it as much, I guess.
Yeah, they weren't really the focal point probably for the scandal. So now we're going to focus on the shine of status and money.
Ooh, I like it.
So NXIVM wasn't hiding in obscurity as much as I made it sound like they might be. They were, exclusive, elitist, but it was because they were attracting wealth and public recognition in those higher circles. So the actress Allison Mack became one of Ranieri's most devoted followers and an active recruiter, which when I read that I was like, oh, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yes.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yes.
Heiress Claire Bronfman, and I don't know if I'm saying that right or if there's a typo on this. If it is, I'm sorry, Claire. Provided substantial financial backing, funding legal battles against any critics, and helping to sustain the organization's infrastructure.
We don't want any legal battles.
No, please. We're just trying to tell the story. If we've got it wrong, we're open to correcting it.
Yeah.
So to outsiders, the presence of these successful and famous people just reinforced legitimacy, which is a little like Scientology using its celebrities. So if accomplished individuals believed in this, how dangerous could it be? Because you idolize your idols, and so you think if they're successful, they're doing well.
Yeah, how could Scientology, John Travolta, how could they fall for this if it's not legitimate? Yeah. Allison Mack, another good example. She was a very famous actress on quite a few shows in the early 2000s.
Yeah. And then an heiress, if somebody with that kind of money is like, I'm all in, that says something. So the perception of NXIVM, that image became its greatest shield, or one of its greatest shields. So looking at recruitment, so how did we get people in other than the thrill of this elite organization maybe letting you know about it? They didn't recruit people like typical cults. They drew them into self-improvement, as we mentioned. So the executive success programs promised clarity, emotional mastery, leadership optimization, and ethical development. So in just seeing those bullet points, I think of CEOs who have the money and the time and the interest to do this, and so it does kind of sing to that higher echelon.
And with the emotional mastery, a CEO has to be able to sometimes not show their emotion when they have to make a terrible hard decision, or they have to kind of hide their emotions and that feeds into it right there.
Yeah, they're focused on business and numbers, not humans, and this is a way for them to tap into that.
Yep.
That they've had to hide.
Yeah.
The workshops felt like executive coaching mixed with cognitive reframing therapy. Participants were told they were part of a mission to elevate humanity. It sounds like the mailbox.
Yeah.
Again, like everybody's trying to elevate and get somewhere.
Always a mission.
Yeah, there's always a...
Hmm.
We're trying to get to the next level. They did also use love bombing and status, and love bombing is a very common theme through Colt's recruitment. New recruits were praised intensely. They were told they were ethically advanced or uniquely capable of growth. The organization used a colored sash ranking system, similar to martial arts belts, that gamified progress, which I do recall seeing that in one of the documentaries I watched on this.
I don't remember that one.
I thought it was so... It's a little bit church-like. There are, robes and things that mean different things in religions. But when you see it executed in what looks like a Holiday Inn meeting room, it just doesn't quite have the same prestige.
Well, it makes me think like Scarlet Letter. Like you can't.
Oh yeah.
Like if you have that color.
Yeah, you're only yellow. You're not orange.
You're still the lowly status. You're just starting. I don't know if we can talk really yet until you get. Yeah.
But maybe you have a lot of money, so I'm going to tell you the fast way to get the purple or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's a really. I'm not a CEO, obviously.
Same.
I don't know that would appeal to me. But I'm also not somebody who needs 20 trophies and medals to show how great I am. So this to me would.
But
probably be a turn off.
Right. But so Dad technically was a CEO, and this would never have been something for him by any means.
Yeah.
He was not, the emotional mastery, would have gone out the window much sooner. He would not have wanted to do that,
He had a heart goal already.
Yeah, so, exactly. The color rankings, he would have been absolutely not. Yeah.
So for together to make a rainbow.
Exactly. Yeah. So not all CEOs.
Yeah.
But it's very much geared towards that for sure, and you can tell.
Yeah, people that are driven to achieve and want the symbol of that achievement.
Yeah.
I guess sashes were the thing that was working for 20 years here. The advancement, so the different colors, meant public recognition, increased access to leadership, and social prestige. So maybe people were walking around saying, "I'm a purple scarf," or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were doing. But that's just really a funny visual to me.
Especially at a Holiday Inn, like you said.
It's what it looked like in the documentary. I'm sure it was at a classier place, but it just looked like a Holiday Inn meeting space. It didn't look like, it didn't look real
so interesting.
CEO-ish. No diss to Holiday Inn. It's my favorite hotel in Wyoming.
Yes.
They did something where they reframed doubt as defect. So if someone questioned any practice that they were trying to teach, the doubt wasn't treated as a warning sign about the organization. So you were quickly going to be conditioned not to doubt them. They would label the doubt as resistance. Why are you resisting this? What's wrong with you that you're resisting this? That you have limiting beliefs. You won't let yourself grow. You won't let yourself go beyond. Victim mentality, which is something it's just over the last 2 decades has become an annoying word.
Yeah.
And ethical breaches. So you're having an ethical breach by doubting
these practices.
Executive sessions here. So they really had a way of twisting it so that you would stop questioning what they were doing. And the result of all this is that members learned to distrust their own skepticism, and instead of questioning leadership, they would start questioning themselves. So that's a pretty powerful thing to implement on pretty intelligent folks.
Yeah.
But it worked.
And it just also shows that pretty powerful people can be easily manipulated and their minds can be easily molded.
All of us, yeah.
Yeah.
All of us.
To say it's not somebody that's just weak-minded that would join a cult.
Yeah.
It can be anybody that can be easily manipulated.
You just have to know the need inside somebody.
Yep.
And how to promise it to them, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. They also did isolation through ideology. So members were encouraged to distance themselves from negative outsiders, friends or family who criticized NXIVM. Media scrutiny was framed as jealousy or fear of ethical progress. So that right there is something pretty common in a lot of cults. Like if your mom, dad, brother, sister, friend, spouse, kid, anybody questions, what have you joined and how are they changing you? And this is this crisis mode. You are supposed to get as far away from them as possible. And I do have some experience with that with a friend who joined something who, I mean, their personality changed like really rapidly, and it was astonishing to see. But that particular cult, they don't want you on internet. They really want you to distance from your people unless there's money that you can get out of those people. So that's really terrible. It's terrible that any organization would do that. So people, if anything is telling you to cut ties with your family or people that love you, that's a bad red flag.
Don't do it. Yes.
Run for the hills. And they're not going to tell you that right away. They're going to get you hooked before they tell you to cut ties.
Yep.
So when you do that, gradually your social world gets narrowed to these like-minded people. And so leaving becomes not just a philosophical choice, but a social and emotional rupture.
You basically can't. You have nobody. If you leave,
you've invested your everything in this organization.
You have no money usually when you try to leave.
Broken relationships, nowhere to go back to. That's what they're counting on. And so from the flip side of that, if you know somebody that's joining a cult like this, one of the tips out there is not to cut ties with them and not to question so strongly that you push them away, but to tell them that you're still going to be here. No matter what, whenever they're ready, you're here. So even if they're not talking to you today, just keep sending the message, I'm here whenever you're ready and if you need me.
Because that day will come, hopefully, for everybody, and you'll be the one they'll reach out to.
Yeah. And it undoes the narrative of you being a negative person or somebody that doesn't believe and isn't advanced or whatever. It kind of undermines the tool that they're using to get you hooked. They also use financial and emotional entrapment. So the courses were very expensive, and members often took on debt to pay for the courses. They worked unpaid for the organization, and they recruited others to offset expenses. So maybe you really wanted to get up to the blue sash, whatever the color rankings are, and you didn't have the $10,000. I'm making up figures here. You didn't have the $10,000, and they're like, well, if you can recruit 2 people to sign up for the beginner class, then we'll let you take this. Yeah. And so really, it's like an MLM.
Yes.
It really is sick.
Just get some people underneath you.
Yeah.
And they'll help pay for yours and work your way up.
And definitely. The deeper the financial investment, the harder it became to admit an error, a classic sunk cost effect. So if I'm a CEO and I was running a successful company, or I was a very successful actress or an heiress or whatever, where I had my stuff figured out and I just dumped all of it in here and now I'm broke, it's hard to admit that. Yeah. It's hard to say, whoa, I'm so stupid.
Yeah. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
I cannot even imagine having to, doing that in the first place, and then just, you can't make,
you're stuck.
Yeah, you are so stuck. Speechless.
Yeah. Emotionally, the participants shared trauma and secrets during the exercises. That created a vulnerability that bonded them to the group. So then not only are you feeling stupid because you just dumped all your money in there,
but I know something about you and I can use that against you to keep you in.
Maybe you ran a successful business and then you came here and lost all your money. And I know these two vulnerabilities about you. If you're going to try and leave, I'm going to advertise that all across the country to the other upper echelon folks. And they'll be blacklisted. Like, there's a lot that reminds me of Scientology. Some of the stuff that we've heard about them. I'm sure we'll do a podcast on that someday, but it might have to be like a specific
part
piece
of it. There's too much. It would have to be like a 10-part series almost.
So, now we kind of understand they are pulling in these successful, ambitious people, and it's all under the guise of success and growth and becoming the best of the best. But the most shocking development emerged in 2015. So this is 3 years before it went kaput.
That's not long.
No, thank God. Because this is the real twisty part. So in 2015, they developed a secret subgroup called DOS, short for Dominus Obsequious Sororium, Master over Slave Woman. That's what that means. So,
that sounds just scary. That, like,
how can you know
the
what
Greek
that
words
means?
of that just sound scary. Like, you don't even have to say what that means.
It was structured as a pyramid. So there are other men involved. So a pyramid of masters and slaves. Women recruited into DOS were told they were joining a secret women's empowerment sorority. In reality, they were required to provide collateral. So they had to provide damaging secrets about themselves or explicit photos of themselves. So talk about making yourself as vulnerable as you can be. That's pretty terrible. They had to follow extreme calorie-restricted diets. And I do remember that from one of the documentaries. That was pretty disturbing. I think if I am not misremembering, I think they had to ask
to be able to
eat. That's terrible. They had to remain celibate unless Raniere approved. So that's why.
Wow.
What does that do? Respond instantly to commands. So
go do this. Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And then they had to endure branding ceremonies.
I remember the branding.
It seemed terrible. So some of the women were branded near their pelvises with cauterizing pens. They were told the symbol represented the elements, but later it was discovered that the design was something that just incorporated Raniere's initials.
I remember that.
Literally branding his
initials on you.
Cattle, basically.
I remember that. And and I remember them interviewing one of the gals that was branded, and she said, like, the excruciating pain, and I mean, I have tattoos, and I cannot imagine, like, something actually burning my skin. Like,
think
and
of a burn of your curling iron.
Yes.
I mean, that pain lasts
yes.
for a week.
Exactly. I cannot imagine a cauterizing gun. Is that what it was called? Pen. So it's just writing. It's not even fast, like how they branded cattle.
It's
it's actually could not imagine.
So it's just super terrible. So what began as professional development had now, in 2015, evolved into coercive control. Turning a page into charismatic authority. So Raniere cultivated mystique. And this part is where I do laugh, because I do remember this from one of the documentaries, and the visual to me is comical. But they would hold these late night volleyball games, and I just can see Raniere in his little shorts. Just like, this is the least sexy thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I mean, there's Top Gun beach volleyball that's pretty hot. There's like Raniere in a gym in his little booty shorts. It's not really cute to me.
No.
I feel bad.
He wasn't even attractive.
No, he wasn't attractive. So just his high intellect. And I'm somebody who, I mean, I like pretty smart people. I've always liked that phrase of, like, put yourself in a room of people smarter than you, which is not hard for me to do, but I really do like really smart people. And so I can see how maybe
easily
people are drawn to that. But he's the least attractive soul, and especially in the late night volleyball games. That would not be who I picked.
He's not on our team.
No, he's not on our team. He would also create unusual sleep schedules. That's also a common thing in some of the cults, and sometimes that's in the early stages of cults. They will create sleep disruption because it's easier to brainwash you, for lack of a better word.
The sleep deprivation, all of that. Yeah.
He would put people through long intellectual monologues. He would
sit there listening to him talk. Sounds terrible.
Yeah. Unless you thought he was the smartest thing
I guess.
under the sun, maybe. I don't know. There is one really smart person in our state. And the one person who's going to know who I'm talking about will never watch this podcast, so I feel safe saying this. But the way this person speaks, it's musical. So they kind of can do these grand speeches, and I don't know if I'm really listening to what they're saying, but it's just musical to me. Like, they have this gorgeous delivery, all the inflection at all the right places to not put you asleep. I just love listening to them when they talk. Like, if anybody else that's in the room with them was doing that, I would be like, mute.
Right.
But when they speak, I'm like, I love the way this person speaks.
Listen to you all day.
Yeah. You know, I got to say hi to them a couple of years ago. It was like a little celebrity. Yeah, it was fangirling out. It was just like, I love you. Just kept walking, but they have no idea why I love them. So I'm sure they should come in that job. But yeah, so if they're long intellectual monologues were anything like my person, maybe that's what made people sit through them. But then he also made these claims of extraordinary genius, and so that piece got me thinking, like, you know, I've taken some IQ tests in my life, and I had the results, and life is what it is, but I'm not on a podium telling people how stupid or smart I am, or if I belong to Mensa or I don't. But if I was, would you question it?
I would not question you.
No, I just mean, like, people. Like, if somebody tells you their IQ, you have no way to prove.
That they're right or wrong.
Yeah,
that's so
unless
true.
You're like, well, show me your documentation. You know
I mean, I might for some people. There are people that I'd probably like, I don't believe you.
You want to see my documentation first? No, it's not that exciting. I'm not claiming anything exciting. But
no, that's very true. Like, would you? You don't. Those aren't things we question as a society.
No, and if he's in this kind of upper echelon, and let's say he says his IQ is 160.
Okay.
I have no idea where that is on the ranks, but if he says it to a fangirl, and the fangirl is word of mouth recruiting, and she's saying it's legit, others are saying it's legit, that's your evidence. That's your
word of mouth.
Yeah. So anybody could claim to be an extraordinary genius.
Yes, very true.
Yeah. So very bizarre, but that's what got me thinking. I was like, I don't know if I really would question.
No.
It doesn't necessarily matter to me.
Right.
I just think, like, it was the badge, I think, of I'm a genius, and other people need to say
listen to me.
Yeah. Members were told he was one of the most ethical men alive.
Doubtful.
Yeah. How do you prove that?
Again.
Yeah, it was weird.
It's all him saying it.
Yep.
You can't. Yeah.
Yeah. Strange. Obedience became reframed as moral growth. So you're not this obedient follower. You are just so moral, and you're growing in your... Yeah, oh God.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
So this particular system combined gradual escalation, language manipulation, social isolation, financial entrapment, shame through collateral, through
those photos or
secrets,
anything like that.
Status rewards with your colorful sashes and access to leadership.
Next month we're wearing sashes.
We're gonna sash ourselves up.
Yeah.
For these episodes. And some charismatic authority. You know, booty shorts and volleyball.
Yeah, apparently that's all it takes.
It did not feel like you were joining a cult. It felt like you were joining a movement that slowly rewrote your identity. And that is a little bit different than what I witnessed with my friend that joined and still belongs to an organization that scares me. That friend switched. I mean, it was like
it was not slow.
It was rapid. And so something like this is the slow burn.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't
don't even realize
you're losing your friend to it until they're gone. be very, very strange. So another thing I kind of dug into here, because I think it's important from the Heaven's Gate approach. Highly intelligent people in here, highly successful, highly intelligent, allegedly.
Yeah. Yes.
But why the successful were vulnerable.
Yeah.
So one of the most unsettling truths was NXIVM did not recruit the weak, it recruited the ambitious. Highly intelligent and accomplished people were susceptible because of intellectual flattery. So who doesn't want to be called pretty awesome?
Yeah. Pointing out all of your successes, all of your awards, all of that,
They were told that they were advanced enough to grasp these revolutionary ideas.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's a boost.
Yeah.
And questioning NXIVM meant questioning their own intelligence. And so if you're of a certain ego, you probably don't want to look like you're questioning your own intelligence.
No,
so
why would
just
you
help
ever?
to feed in. Optimization culture. So the course is promised next level performance, not salvation. Overconfidence bias. I can't be manipulated becomes a blind spot.
Okay.
So that was a twist. So I don't know if that's part of the training.
Right.
They're training you that you can't be manipulated while
they're manipulating. Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's a fascinating one.
Yeah.
Commitment escalation. So small initial steps made later extremes easier to rationalize. So
that would make sense.
Yeah.
If any of this makes sense, that would make sense.
Like, I mean, in the boiling pot.
Yeah.
You're in it when the water's the right temperature and it's just getting hotter and gonna burn you and you just don't notice. So, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Status and exclusivity, which we talked about. But, there's ranks, inner circles, elite access, and the structures appeal to high achievers because they want that access.
Yeah. That means a lot to them.
Yeah, it does. If you're the trophy folks, then you want the inside trophy.
Yeah, most definitely.
Moral inversion. Hardship was reframed as discipline. So obedience was growth. Branding was empowerment. So they really just flipped everything that was negative into something positive. Which is a little bit like church.
Yeah. Yeah.
God wouldn't put you on this path if it wasn't the plan for you.
Yeah.
You kind of twist it.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, and we're all sinners, and
Yeah. So. And then fear of public humiliation. And that was kind of, we were talking about the secrets and things. So the more prominent the member, the more costly it was to admit being deceived. The hook wasn't stupidity, it was pride, ambition, and identity.
Which that would make full sense with a CEO is what we keep going back to, and that's not what all of these people were, but it's just an easy one to explain.
Yeah.
Like
it's probably the biggest question mark.
Yeah.
Is why would a CEO join?
Yeah.
So
but killing their pride or having any sort of damage to a CEO's pride can be a huge hit to them, and then causation of all of the other effects that would go with damaging your pride and possibly losing your position, losing your job, losing all of your money, losing your family. Like,
you wouldn't be able to start a business ever again.
Yeah.
Have a board that trusted you or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking at the collapse and conviction, investigative reporting, including the New York Times, exposed the branding and coercion. So this came out in the news. That's how this was discovered. In 2018, Ranieri was arrested in Mexico and extradited to the United States. In 2019, he was convicted of sex trafficking, forced labor conspiracy, and racketeering, and child sexual exploitation. I did not remember that piece.
I don't remember that at all.
Ooh.
I don't like that.
I don't either. Maybe I blocked that out from one of the documentaries. That's terrible.
Yeah.
He was sentenced to 120 years in federal prison. Okay, thank you.
I do remember that.
System.
Yeah, I do remember that and being like, oh, thank God.
There are people that you feel have done worse and aren't getting anything, so that's one bad guy down.
Yes.
Allison Mack pleaded guilty to racketeering and conspiracy charges and served prison time. Served past tense. So
I was going to say, is she out? I don't remember.
Free.
I might have to do some looking into that and put it in our notes. Because I guess I didn't realize she was already out. I mean...
I never really focused on her. I probably should have, because Ghislaine Maxwell Maxwell. There's like an element there that's like you're this.
They're very much an Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell tie between Rhaenyra and Allison Mack. A lot of similarities.
And I'm sure she was used, maybe abused, but she might have been recruiting to put distance between her and that behavior, which isn't good, but it's a survival tactic. So, I might need to dig into her. Maybe we'll do, when we get
Part
so
2.
Much time, we'll just do an Allison Mack focus. Claire Bronfman received a multi-year sentence for her role in enabling the organization. Now that's interesting that they say Allison Mack served prison time and then Claire got a multi-year sentence. I might have to look into
I feel like we could...
I could Google it.
I was
we're in the middle of a podcast right now.
I'm going to Google it while we're sitting here.
While I talk.
Yeah. I'm because I'm now super interested to hear.
Yeah. So the aftermath, there are documentaries such as The Vow and Seduced, later exposing the inner workings of the group in chilling detail. And I'm not sure if either of those were the ones I watched, but I've seen two, I think. NXIVM's legacy is a cautionary tale about how ambition and vulnerability can be weaponized. Cults don't always look like desert communes or apocalyptic sects. Sometimes they look like hotel conference rooms, filled with driven professionals chasing self-improvement. That's hilarious. Okay, it's not funny. It's a sad thing, but it's funny that the hotel conference room.
Right.
Okay, so hotel conference rooms filled with driven professionals chasing self-improvement. The tragedy is not that members were foolish. It's that many were intelligent, idealistic, and sincerely seeking growth. They were not recruited into darkness. They were walked there, one rational step at a time.
Interesting.
So,
So, Claire Bronfman was sentenced to 6 years for charges related to sex trafficking conspiracy. It looks like was the main thing. So 81 months. Conspiracy to conceal and harbor aliens for financial gain and fraudulent use of personal identification information. So that's Claire and how far she was in. Allison Mack was only sentenced, so she was in 2018 arrested by federal authorities for charged with sex trafficking conspiracy, and forced labor conspiracy. She pled guilty to racketeering, and racketeering conspiracy was all. And in 2021 was sentenced to 3 years in prison, served 21 months, and was released in July of 2023. And apparently she's married. Sorry, that threw me off.
Yeah.
For some reason I was like,
another former member or if it's somebody completely out of it.
Well, and she's been married technically twice. She was married in 2017, and then she remarried just last year. Yeah. Threw me off a little bit. Seeing that she was married, I was like, I don't know why, but it did.
I mean, you think it would take some time to decompress from not only the cult, but prison.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah.
Well, she probably needed to feel family and feel connection. Yeah. There was a need.
Yes, exactly.
So hopefully it's not somebody unsavory that she's married
or
to. Or
somebody that was part of NXIVM. And
And I do think, I think in one of the documentaries when Rhaenyra was sentenced or in court, like there were still these strong followers that were like out in the streets trying to
protest.
Yeah, and so I think even after he was convicted, that they tried to hold on and keep things going, and there's, possibly some of this is still going.
Very well.
I don't think the DOS is still going. I hope it's not.
Agreed.
But I think that, after you don't want to let go of everything you invested in and you don't want to feel stupid, maybe they're taking the things that actually did feel good and trying to make it right.
Yeah. That's
me speculating. I have no clue if that's where any of this went.
No.
But, COVID hit eventually, and I'm sure they had to face the realities of the world. But so that's the NXIVM cult.
That is a very... I've, like you, have watched a couple of documentaries, and there's things that I don't remember.
Yeah, the child.
I don't remember the sashes being part of the documentaries, but I'm sure it was. So that was very interesting. and just, it's a very, and Rainier, he's just a very scary person. Like, and how he can just easily coerce people. Again, I've said it, I think, last time, how easily people can be coerced into doing sexual things to other people or exploiting your weaknesses, and the having you take pictures so that we could use them against you later. Like, that all sound like it's just a scary, scary world.
Yeah.
With that
pictures thing, I'm thinking, do they frame it like our organization is so special and elite, and that makes it vulnerable, so we need you to be as vulnerable as we are so that we can ensure that
Probably.
there's loyalty? Like, do they twist it in some way to make it seem like
it's okay,
we're vulnerable, you need to be as well?
Yeah, you're not vulnerable enough for us just yet. We need to show a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, it has to be something like that.
Yeah.
For you to be able to show or to feel okay about those secrets or the photos or anything that you share like that.
I think, thinking about anybody is really susceptible to anything. That's just how it is. But I consider myself a high skeptic. Yeah. What secrets would I potentially have that would make me vulnerable?
That would make me valuable to a cult like this. Like,
I wouldn't even be recruited into this cult, but any others, I don't have any secrets that are exciting at all, and I don't care about my body. Like, you're gonna spread photos of my body, it's just a human body to me. Yeah. I'm not in the medical profession, but I feel like I understand why nurses and doctors don't really care about the human body. It's not a shock to them. No. That's how I feel about my own. It's not in great shape. So if you really need to look at it, I guess that's your eyes that are gonna bleed. Like, it's not really my biggest fear for that to be out there.
I mean, we all have human bodies. I'm
not flashing it. I'm not out there giving it to everybody, but it's not gonna be the thing that makes me change anything in my life.
I'm not gonna feel vulnerable because it's not gonna be a thing to keep me in somewhere. No. I guess.
And 40 years from now, if I'm still around, I might think it's the greatest looking body compared to what I look like then. So who cares? Right. It's just a body, but I know other people very much
have body issues, body dysmorphia.
They might have that. They might really feel. They might have a better spin on it, a healthier spin that's like, this is my body and it's precious to me, and it's not for everybody, and they value it that way, and maybe that's what makes it vulnerable. I
guess I could see both ways of that. Like, it is mine. But it is mine, and I can do with it or show it or not, whatever, because it is my body. Like, who are you to say what I do with my body?
Yeah. Well, and in my teenage years, I had a surgery, and whatever insecurity or modesty you have disappears, because there's a whole lot of people that are helping you in a whole lot of different situations and a whole lot of different states of nakedness. Yeah. That's not what matters most in those situations. No. So you lose the concentration on that vulnerability because you're more worried about mobility or pain or whatever.
Yeah, just trying to move.
Yeah. Like, who cares if your mom or your sister or the nurse or the whoever, you just lose any kind of sense of this is special and private. It's, I need help. Yeah. Help me. Like, so that's how I've, from an earlier age, I think, have approached physical body. So, sorry, cults, you can't recruit me on that threat. You're not gonna get anything out of me threatening that.
One of the questions we asked last time, would you join this cult?
Would you join this cult? I would not. I'm not a big fan of paying for the self-help.
No, same.
Would you? Is that your deterrent?
Yeah.
What if Keith Raniere was one of the top
Johnny
beach
Depp
volleyball players? It looked as good as the beach volleyball players and actors, like
Miles.
Or old Val Kilmer, long ago Val Kilmer.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if it was that. It was some Johnny Depp for me. Yeah. Old school Val Kilmer.
If it was somebody more physically appealing, would that maybe entice you to go to one seminar?
It might entice me to go to a volleyball game.
You're like, I'm joining the league.
I don't know. I'm with you. I'm not going to pay for the self-help. I have books that I read, and that's
and you pick and choose what you want out of those. That's probably how it should be.
Yeah, I feel like that's more of a self-help than going and paying thousands of dollars to learn how to be a more elite person, I guess. I don't know.
I don't want to be in the upper echelon.
Yeah.
I just want to be with my folks. My people. I want to be comfortable and real. And I don't want millions of dollars on the line, and I don't want to go bankrupt.
No. So. I don't want to have to rely on money to be able to live. Like, it's nice to be able to just pay your bills and not have to worry, by all means, but I don't want to have to worry about,
they're going to cut me out of this membership if I don't
if I don't keep paying, and now I'm bankrupt and I've lost my family and I've chosen all of these things, but I can't get out of it because I've chosen all of these things, and now I can't admit that I made a mistake. Like, that sounds terrible.
Yeah. I just had this weird, like, in the last 2 years, the topics in the news of separating from your family. Like, maybe you have political differences with your folks and you cut ties, or you're LGBTQ and your family is not supportive and you have to cut ties. I was just thinking about that separation and cult separations, and, like, how the people being left feel.
Yeah.
And
how hard it would also be to make that decision to leave those people. Like, I think with the differences, like,
one of
cults,
them's a survival, and the other is that
brainwashed.
They're gonna thwart my progress in this new thing I belong to. Polar opposites.
100%.
Yeah, that I'm definitely not making that comparison, but I'm thinking, like, if I was a mom whose kids cut me out of their life because I don't agree with them or whatever, I'm mean to them. It could be a bouquet of things that I've done. Am I gonna mistake it as if they've joined a cult, and you know, those poor kids, and maybe some of those parents feel that way. Yeah. But that's different, parents. That's not the same thing. If they disagree with you politically, morally, it's inclusivity being a big thing or not, whatever the divisive thing is, it's different than when your child joins an organization that tells that child or brother, sister, husband, whatever it is, that you are bad and you are negative and you're going to hold them back and you're going to...
Yeah, that is completely different.
Yeah, very, very different. But I was just, the prevalence of people splitting from people.
It has become much more of a thing.
One is, I don't know if it's self-interest, whatever it is that makes you join the cult. It could be a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that they didn't have, they're getting from this new organization and then going to get exploited. That's bad. The other is, I'm not seen and accepted as I am.
Yep.
And so I have to choose who my family will be, but I'm not getting exploited by them. So it's two different paths.
Yes.
But there's just a rise in separation of family members.
It's very sad.
It is sad. But
I cannot imagine not having my family and even my chosen family of friends and things like that. Like, I could not imagine cutting you out of my life.
Yeah, please don't.
I would never. Like, I went for a long time without you in my life. And I know.
A gap. Just because we were growing up.
Yeah, we grew up together, and then her and my brother finally got married. About time. No, just kidding. And I just couldn't imagine. And again, having to make that very, very difficult decision.
Yeah. Well, I come from a family where we don't all agree.
Right.
Like, and I'm probably one of the louder, pushier I am the louder, pushier personality in the equation, but none of that has been, like, none of them have changed their minds or changed who they are, changed how they believe, and I still love them and want them in my life and my world. I'm not saying that that's how everybody should do it, but that's just how I've chosen it. It's okay for us to be different and still love each other and support each other. They still love and support me. I feel like it's a two-way street.
100%.
So I'm very lucky that
because that is not always a thing.
Correct, yeah.
And that's the sad part, I guess, because we should all be able to have our own opinions and our own beliefs. And as long as we aren't harming any other people or harming ourselves or our family members or anything like that, why can't we all have those differences and be able to have a civil conversation as a family or friends?
Perfect statement.
Yeah.
Because the gentleman that gave the advice of like what to do if you do lose somebody to a cult, one of the elements in there is about is the person happy with what they've joined, and are they in harm's way or doing any harm? Well, you can't control all of it, but what I took from his teachings, I've applied to the friend that I think is in a controlling church. I don't know what to call it. I know that they'll sue me if I say the wrong thing, and I don't know. I'm just speculating as an observer. I have said to them, like, you seem happy and you don't seem like you're causing anybody harm and you're not being harmed. I mean, they are financially harmed by this organization, but I just say, as long as you're not doing anything, you know, I love you right where you are and what you're doing, and I'm right here for you. Whenever you want to hang out, whenever you want to come back. I just keep it in a, like, I have no reason to scream and yell at you to leave or panic anymore, because I can place it in this, you're not hurting and you're not hurting others.
As hard as it is.
Yeah, even though you're being hurt financially. And socially. But it's, again, she's getting something from it. That we apparently were not giving her. And so that's a little ego ding for those of us that love her. But they preyed on her, and someday she might see that, and still doesn't make it embarrassing. No. She's getting something from them that she needed at the time, and so we're all here. She does, but we do, as long as there's no harm. That's the key thing that you said, that I thought, oh, that's one of the like 8 things that you do if you've lost somebody to. Let's just focus on that and say, oh, you know, you joined the dance school in California. As long as you're not breaking your ankles, maybe it's okay.
It's so hard to not want to be like, okay, but it is harming you this way. But you can't. You can't.
Those organizations know that's what you're gonna say, and we've already like conditioned them on how to respond and why those are lies or whatever.
And I'm sure NXIVM was the exact same way with those types of conditionings from people on the outside trying to get you to realize what you were doing.
Like,
I can only imagine.
For those people will never reach your intellectual level.
You will never have the blue sash.
They will never have scarves as beautiful as ours. And I know they were sashes, but I always they look like little scarves.
I mean, a scarf makes more sense than a sash.
Especially for the time. Scarves were a big deal. That 20-year span. Too funny.
Crazy.
All right. Well, if you've got ideas for what cults you want us to talk about, please email us at CultyCountry@gmail.com. Or, since you're probably our family members watching us, just tell us at dinner, you know.
Shoot us a text. Post a comment.
Anything. We'll get it between the 5 of us.
Exactly. Watch it another 70 times, guys. Thank you.
Yes, please. I think only 12 of those were me. I think clicking on it, trying to figure this out.
Same. I think 12 of mine were also. So we're up to 24.
Guys, we're just trying to figure this out. We don't know what we're doing, but thanks for hanging in there for a second episode. And we'll see you next month.
See ya.
Bye.